In this chapter, we have an account of the posterity of Esau, who, from him, were called Edomites. That Esau who sowed his birthright and lost his blessing and was not loved of God as Jacob was, here is a brief register kept of his family for some generations. 1. Because he was the son of Isaac, for whose sake this honor is put upon him. 2. Because the Edomites were neighbors to Israel, and their genealogy would be of use to give light to the following stories of what passed between them. 3. It is to show the performance of the promise to Abraham, that he should be the father of many nations, and of that answer which Rebekah had from the oracle she consulted. 2 nations are in thy womb, and of the blessing of Isaac. Thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. We have here Esau's wives, verse 1 to 5. 2. His remove to Mount Seir, verse 6 to 8. 3. The names of his sons, verse 9 to 14. 4. The dukes who descended of his sons, verse 15 to 19. 5. The dukes of the Horites, verse 20 to 30. 6. The kings and dukes of Edom, verse 31 to 43. Little more is recorded than their names, because the history of those that were out of the church, though perhaps it might have been serviceable in politics, would have been of little use in divinity. It is in the church that the memorable instances are found of special grace and special providence, for that is the enclosure. The rest is common. This chapter is abridged 1 Chronicle 1:35, etc. The generations of Esau, 1780 BC. Now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom. Esau took his wives of the daughters of Canaan, Adah, the daughter of Elon the Hittite, and Aholibamah, the daughter of Anah, the daughter of Zibeon the Hivite. And Bashemoth, Ishmael's daughter, sister of Nebajoth. And Adah bare to Esau Eliphaz, and Bashemoth bare Reuel. And Aholibamah bare Jeush, and Jaalam, and Korah. These are the sons of Esau, which were born unto him in the land of Canaan. And Esau took his wives, and his sons, and his daughters, and all the persons of his house, and his cattle, and all his beasts, and all his substance, which he had got in the land of Canaan, and went into the country from the face of his brother Jacob. For their riches were more than that they might dwell together, and the land wherein they were strangers could not bear them because of their cattle. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. Observe here. 1. Concerning Esau himself, verse 1. He is called Edom, and again, verse 8. That name by which was perpetuated the remembrance of the foolish bargain he made when he sold his birthright for that red pottage. The very mention of that name is enough to intimate the reason why his family is turned off with such a short account. Note, if men do a wrong thing, they must thank themselves when it is long afterwards remembered against them to their reproach. 2. Concerning his wives and the children they bore him in the land of Canaan. He had 3 wives, and by them all but 5 sons. Many a one has more by one wife. God, in his providence, often disappoints those who take indirect courses to build up a family. Yet here the promise prevailed, and Esau's family was built up. 3. Concerning his removal to Mount Seir, which was the country God had given him for possession when he reserved Canaan for the seed of Jacob. God owns it long afterwards. I gave to Esau Mount Seir, Deuteronomy 2:5, Joshua 24:4, which was the reason why the Edomites must not be disturbed in their possession. Those that have not a right by promise, such as Jacob had to Canaan, may have a very good title by providence to their estates, such as Esau had to Mount Seir. Esau had begun to settle among his wife's relatives in Seir before Jacob came from Paddan Aram, chapter 32:3. Isaac, it is likely, had sent him there as Abraham in his lifetime had sent the sons of the concubines from Isaac his son into the east country, chapter 25:6, that Jacob might have the clearer way made for him to the possession of the promised land. During the life of Isaac, however, Esau had still probably some effects remaining in Canaan, but after his death, he wholly withdrew to Mount Seir, took with him what came to his share of his father's personal estate, and left Canaan to Jacob, not only because he had the promise of it, but because Esau perceived that if they should continue to thrive as they had begun, there would not be room for both. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir, verse 8. Note, whatever opposition may be made, God's word will be accomplished, and even those that have opposed it will see themselves some time or other under a necessity of yielding to it and acquiescing in it. Esau had struggled for Canaan, but now he tamely retires to Mount Seir, for God's counsels shall certainly stand concerning the times before appointed and the bounds of our habitation.
The Dukes of Edom, 1729 BC. And these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir. These are the names of Esau's sons: Eliphaz, the son of Adah, the wife of Esau; Reuel, the son of Bashemath, the wife of Esau. And the sons of Eliphaz were Teman, Omar, Zepho, and Gatam, and Kenaz. And Timnah was concubine to Eliphaz, Esau's son, and she bare to Eliphaz Amalek. These were the sons of Adah, Esau's wife. And these are the sons of Reuel, Nahath, and Zerah, Shema, and Mizah. These were the sons of Bashemath, Esau's wife. And these were the sons of Aholibamah, the daughter of Anah, the daughter of Zibeon, Esau's wife. And she bare to Esau Jeush, and Jalam, and Korah. These were dukes of the sons of Esau. The sons of Eliphaz, the firstborn son of Esau, Duke Teman, Duke Omar, Duke Zepho, Duke Kenaz, Duke Korah, Duke Gatam, and Duke Amalek. These are the dukes that came of Eliphaz in the land of Edom. These were the sons of Adah. And these are the sons of Reuel, Esau's son: Duke Nahath, Duke Zerah, Duke Shema, Duke Mizah. These are the dukes that came of Reuel in the land of Edom. These are the sons of Bashemath, Esau's wife. And these are the sons of Aholibamah, Esau's wife: Duke Jeush, Duke Jalam, Duke Korah. These were the dukes that came of Aholibamah, the daughter of Anah, Esau's wife. These are the sons of Esau, who was Edom, and these are their dukes. Observe here, 1. That only the names of Esau's sons and grandsons are recorded, only their names, not their history. For it is the church that Moses preserves the records of, not the record of those that are without. Those elders that lived by faith alone obtained a good report. It is Sion that produces the men of renown, not Seir, 87:5. Nor does the genealogy go any further than the third and fourth generation. The very names of all after are buried in oblivion. It is only the pedigree of the Israelites who were to be the heirs of Canaan, and of whom were to come the promised seed and the holy seed, that is drawn out to any length, as far as there was occasion for it, even of all the tribes, till Canaan was divided among them, and of the royal line till Christ came. 2. That these sons and grandsons of Esau are called dukes, verses 15 to 19. Probably they were military commanders, dukes or captains, that had soldiers under them. For Esau and his family lived by the sword, chapter 27, verse 40. Note, titles of honor have been more ancient out of the church than in it. Esau's sons were dukes, when Jacob's sons were but plain shepherds, chapter 47, verse 3. This is not a reason why such titles should not be used among Christians, but it is a reason why men should not overvalue themselves or others for their sake. There is an honor that comes from God and a name in his house that is infinitely more valuable. Edomites may be dukes with men, but Israelites indeed are made to our God, kings and priests. 3. We may suppose those dukes had numerous families of children and servants, that their dukedoms. God promised to multiply Jacob and to enrich him, yet Esau increases and is enriched first. Note, it is no new thing for the men of this world to be full of children and to have their bellies too filled with hidden treasures. Psalm 17, verse 14. God's promise to Jacob began to work late, but the effect of it remained longer, and it had its complete accomplishment in the spiritual Israel.
These are the sons of Seir the Horite who inhabited the land, Lotan and Shobal and Zibeon and Anah, and Dishon and Ezer and Dishon. These are the dukes of the Horites, the children of Seir in the land of Edom. And the children of Lotan were Hori and Hamam, and Lotan's sister was Timnah. And the children of Shobal were these, Alvan and Manahath and Ebal, Shapho and Onam. And these are the children of Zibeon, both Ajah and Anah. This was that Anah that found the mules in the wilderness as he fed the asses of Zibeon his father. And the children of Anah were these, Dishon and Aholibamah, the daughter of Anah. And these are the children of Dishon, Himdan and Eshban and Ithran and Cheran. The children of Ezer are these, Bilhan and Zavan and Achan. The children of Dishon are these, Uz and Aaron. These are the dukes that came of the Horites, Duke Lotan, Duke Shobal, Duke Zibeon, Duke Anah, Duke Dishon, Duke Ezer, Duke Dishon. These are the dukes that came of Hori, among their dukes in the land of Seir. In the midst of this genealogy of the Edomites, here is inserted the genealogy of the Horites, those Canaanites or Hittites. Compare chapter 26, verses 30. Those Canaanites are Hittites. Compare chapter 26, verse 34, that were the natives of Mount Seir. Mention is made of them chapter 14, verse 6, and of their interest in Mount Seir before the Edomites took possession of it. Deuteronomy chapter 2, verses 12 and 22. This comes in here not only to give light to the story, but to be a standing reflection upon the Edomites for intermarrying with them, by which it is probable they learned their way and corrupted themselves. Esau, having sold his birthright and lost his blessing and entered into alliance with the Hittites, his posterity and the sons of Seir are here reckoned together. Note, those that treacherously desert God's church are justly numbered with those that were never in it. Apostate Edom stand on the same ground with accursed Horites. Particular notice is taken of one Anah who fed the asses of Zibeon his father, verse 24, and yet is called Duke Anah, verse 29. Note, those that expect to rise high should begin low. An honorable descent should not keep men from an honest employment, nor a mean employment hinder any man's preferment. This Anah was not only industrious in his business, but ingenious too and successful, for he found mules, or as some read it, waters, hot baths in the wilderness. Those that are diligent in their business sometimes find more advantages than they expected.
And these are the kings that reigned in the land of Edom before there reigned any king over the children of Israel. And Bela the son of Beor reigned in Edom, and the name of his city was Dinhabah. And Bela died, and Jobab the son of Zerah of Bozrah reigned in his stead. And Jobab died, and Husham of the land of Temani reigned in his stead. And Husham died, and Hadad the son of Bedad, who smote Midian in the field of Moab, reigned in his stead, and the name of his city was Avith. And Hadad died, and Samlah of Mazrakah reigned in his stead. And Samlah died, and Saul of Rehoboth by the river reigned in his stead. And Saul died, and Baal-Hanan the son of Achbor reigned in his stead. And Baal-Hanan the son of Achbor died, and Hadar reigned in his stead, and the name of his city was Pau, and his wife's name was Mehetabel, the daughter of Matred, the daughter of Mezahab. And these are the names of the dukes that came of Esau according to their families, after their places by their names: Duke Timnah, Duke Alva, Duke Jetheth,
Duke Aholibama, Duke Elah, Duke Penan, Duke Canaz, Duke Teman, Duke Mibzar, Duke Magdiel, Duke Iram. These be the dukes of Edom according to their habitations in the land of their possession. He is Esau, the father of the Edomites.
By degrees, it seems, the Edomites wormed out the Horites, obtained full possession of the country, and had a government of their own. 1. They were ruled by kings who governed the whole country and seem to have come to the throne by election and not by lineal descent, so Bishop Patrick observes. These kings reigned in Edom before there reigned any king over the children of Israel, that is, before Moses' time, for he was king in Jeshurun, Deut 33:5. God had lately promised Jacob that kings should come out of his loins, chapter 35:11. Yet Esau's blood becomes royal long before any of Jacob's did. Note, in external prosperity and honor, the children of the covenant are often cast behind, and those that are out of covenant get the start. The triumphing of the wicked may be quick, but it is short, soon ripe, and as soon rotten. But the products of the promise, though they are slow, are sure and lasting. At the end it shall speak and not lie. We may suppose it was a great trial to the faith of God's Israel to hear of the pomp and power of the kings of Edom while they were bondslaves in Egypt. But those that look for great things from God must be content to wait for them. God's time is the best time. 2. They were afterwards governed by dukes, again here named, who, I suppose, ruled all at the same time in several places in the country. Either they set up this form of government in conformity to the Horites, who had used it, verse 29, or God's providence reduced them to it, as some conjecture, to correct them for their unkindness to Israel and refusing them a passage through their country, Numbers 20:18. Note, when power is abused, it is just with God to weaken it by turning it into diverse channels. For the transgression of a land, many are the princes thereof. Sin brought Edom from kings to dukes, from crowns to coronets. We read of the dukes of Edom, Exodus 15:15, yet long afterwards of their kings again. 3. Mount Seir is called the land of their possession, verse 43. While the Israelites dwelt in the house of bondage, and their Canaan was only the land of promise, the Edomites dwelt in their own habitations, and Seir was in their possession. Note, the children of this world have their all in hand and nothing in hope, Luke 16:25, while the children of God have their all in hope and next to nothing in hand. But all things considered, it is better to have Canaan in promise than Mount Seir in possession.